Hey, okay, here we go. Found a nice little position there for my phone. Just busting out some DCUO. Yeah, got it on the Xbox. Even made a character for the channel, TheFandomStranger. I don't know if I can zoom in while I'm playing. Can I zoom in? No? Well, anyway, if anybody out there has Xbox, you can find me with the TheFandomStranger, all one word. I'm on here. So in case anybody plays. I don't have a computer, so I can't play on that. But I wish I did. Wish I had a computer. That'd be nice. Too poor for that. But I wanted to make a quick video before I go wake up the wife. I'm gonna get the baby bag ready. We're gonna go for a little lunch date, but I'm gonna be making a video because where we're going is pretty cool. It's a very special place. Oh man, that guy looked pretty cool. I'm gonna go back and find that guy. Where'd that guy go? I always like when people make their character as close to. Yeah, that looks cool. That guy looks cool. I like when people make their character as close as possible to what the character looks like. As you can tell, I made mine after TheFandomStranger, which I did I think I did a really good job. But I need I need the fedora, which which I don't unlock until a lot later. So I'm coming down with like a really sore throat. Like it feels like I got like a piece of glass or something just stuck in like the left side of my throat. It hurts real bad. But yeah. Anyway, so at my old job, I used to travel around a lot, and I found this place, and it's a few towns over from where we live. It looks really cool. You guys may, depending on like what groups you follow on Facebook or G Plus or whatever, you may have seen it before, maybe. But it looks really cool, and I have plans on doing some book reviews and other things. And if I really like the place, I think I may go back and do more there. I don't know how loud this thing's coming through on my microphone. Plus the baby's still sleeping, so this game sometimes has this tendency to be kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden just like spikes in sound. I don't know why. So my TheFandomStranger character, he's I'm playing as a celestial type. I have a Green Lantern. I have a character designed after my daughter. I have a character designed after my wife. I have a Wonder Woman. Let's see, I have a Wonder Woman. I have a Shazam. I have a Flash. And a handful of other characters. I really like this game. I was so excited when this game finally came out on the Xbox, and it was really just by surprise. As far as when I found out about it, like I found out about that it was coming to the Xbox maybe like 2 days before it dropped. That's about because that's how much I pay attention to news, Xbox news. But yeah, I've been playing this game since day one on the Xbox. I enjoy it. I enjoy this game a lot. Especially during those times when, comic books, like the month-to-month comic books just are not that good. When the stories are bland, especially over at Marvel, I would just bust out this game. The other thing too is if you go back early enough in my channel, some of the very first videos I ever made were talking about Marvel role-playing games, because Marvel Heroes was getting ready to go, and I mean, I love those games. I still love tabletop games in particular. It's really how I would prefer to game. I love being able to sit in front of we used to have a laptop that I could sit down and talk to people, but I don't know what happened. Like the drivers went bad or something. But it's stuck in an infinite loop of virus check for whatever reason, and because of that, it won't even turn on half the pretty much at all. I mean, like, well, we can get the monitor on, but it'll say something, then go black, and then a couple of scroll bars will go through, and then it just stops working after that. So it's annoying. It's really, really annoying. And we've had this thing fixed about 3 times, and for whatever reason, it just keeps doing this. I really want to get it. I mean, I do want to get it fixed again, along with getting a computer so we can transfer everything that's on the laptop to a new computer. My wife has a lot of her pictures on there. She has convention pictures, and she has, most of her music libraries on there. She has, she has so much stuff on there. Sorry, which was kind of a bummer. But I was, let's see, what have I been reading today? So I've been reading a lot of my old essentials. Like I busted out my Spectre DC Showcase. I busted out my TheFandomStranger, and I'm really, really close to finishing my Shazam Showcase. I'm excited for that once I finally finish that one, because that one's fun. I know I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it, but if you have an Ollie's store near you, see if they have a copy. If they don't, oh man, I'm really, really sorry. You could probably find them on Amazon, to be honest. There's a lot of, because I won't lie, I thought about doing it myself, was buying up a bunch of copies of the Shazam Showcase, because the Ollie store near me had 30 they had 30 Shazam showcases, and I was gonna buy up like 5 or 6 of them and consider about giving them away, but give 1 or 2 of them away to like new subscribers, do like a little contest or something. But money just kind of kept coming up short. Because when most of this was going on, our baby was just she was just a few months old, so we needed a lot of that money to go towards baby clothes, baby food. Neither one of our families come from money, so everything comes right out of pocket. Our baby shower diaper party, we had 10 people show up. We invited about 25, and only maybe 10 people showed up to it. So, but my wife's family's been really, really supportive. I mean, they've been just above and beyond. It's fantastic. Her family. I mean, I love her family so much. Even to the point where the character for my upcoming comic, which I need to get pictures of him. I'm going to be basing the main character on my brother-in-law, because I asked a friend if I could use her husband, and they read my message and then just ignored me. So I was like, all right, fine, whatever, that's cool. You can just not have your face be famous, when it becomes a multi-million-dollar comic book, but whatever, that's fine. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be basing my main character off of him and what he looks like. So but yeah, what other books have I been reading? Let's see. On my Hoopla account right now, I have what's remaining of their Power Rangers books. I've been trying to read a lot of that because I've heard really good things about it from the other admins in Daily Comics Nexus, the Facebook group that I'm also an admin in. We've been talking about that. That's been a pretty good series. I'm about to start. I'm about to start Go-Go Power Rangers Volume 1 or whatever. I don't know if the series changed names or not because I haven't been following that too closely, but I'm about to start that one. I also have Power Rangers and Justice League. I have that one on my Hoopla account. I was going to download the Jeff Johns JSA Mega Collection Volume 2 because I think there's a handful of issues near the end of it because I think my collection stops at issue 18. I might have to look. I'll have to double check. But I do want to finish reading that series because that's been really intriguing. And I've never been a JSA guy, like ever. It wasn't until maybe middle of last year was when I became like I kind of got interested in them, and then just dove in, and now I'm here. Now I'm a fan. I'm starting to read it, and being totally disappointed every time they show up on a CW show because they're never represented very well. It still irks me. Still very, very, very irks me. I can talk. Sorry, it's very early in the morning. It irks me very much that they made Stargirl part of the old JSA, and she's running around in the 40s. That irks me because it's like they skipped so much lineage. I mean, the Starman title has gone in through what? There was the 40s, there was the Alien, and then in the first issue, it was the one son who took up the mantle, and then he got brained, and then the other son took it over. Which I have that one. I have the Volume 1 and Volume 5 from that one because Ollie's had those ones on sale, and I had to get on that one because I was really interested in that one. Even when I was a kid, I was interested in reading that series, but by the time I ended up finding out about it, this series was, I think it was like 30, 40 issues deep, something like that. It was really far into the series when I finally got around to discovering it, and collecting back issues as a child back then was not, back in the 90s, it wasn't the easiest thing because I couldn't get around. The nearest comic book shop we had, back then we only had 2, and the nearest one by bike was about 2.5 hours. Something like that. Yeah, it was about 2.5 hours. It was kind of on the outskirts of the neighboring town, and then the other one by bike. Oh my gosh, that would have been like 4 hours. That would have been about 4 hours by bike. It was ridiculous. But now we got 4 of them in our town. Maybe even one more. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to think. We got. Well, one of them specializes in anime. They, one of my local shops, they lost their account with Diamond, So they're going to focus more on manga and stuff like that, because I think you can get a different distributor instead of Diamond that you can get manga through. So they're going to focus on manga now, and they're going to focus on back issues and buying up people's old catalogs. Or, bring in your books, pick you clean. They're going to do that. I think they're also partnering up with another business where they are going to buy up people's old toys. That was the other one that they're going to do. They're going to buy up people's old toys and start selling those. So I don't remember what I did with most of mine, but they're looking for like Power Rangers, Transformers, all that kind of stuff. One of the other comic book shops, they specialize in, they're kind of like obscure books. They do a lot of like really, really weird obscure books. I don't know why this guy did it, but he bought up just a bunch of those Donald Trump comics that came out. Like one where like Donald Trump's like the Incredible Hulk. I'm sure I don't know if any of you have seen those, but I don't know why he just bought up a bunch of those. It's just gonna sit on his shelf and rot. I mean, the city that I live in is pretty liberal, so there's not much of an interest in that. And the other thing is just being the state that I live in, the state of Ohio, we really hate politics. We really hate politicians around here, because every 4 years our life gets completely upended. Our highways get boogered up, our cities get boogered up because there's politicians coming in here and making all sorts of false promises or empty promises and telling us lies and all this nonsense, and it's one of the most aggravating things to deal with, and it happens every 4 years. It's the worst. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama made me late to work. I almost lost my job because of him. He was coming through the town that I was living in at that point, and they had half of the city blockaded, and we had to drive way up north to get onto a piece of highway that would take us out of the way to loop us back into the direction that we need to go into. Yeah, I was almost 4 hours late to work. It was absolutely frustrating. I hated that guy. I hated him. It's the cause that made me to walk away from the Democrat Party. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was other things, but it was just, it was the worst. I hated it. I had a doctor's appointment. That's what I was on the other side of town for. But I had to get to the west side so I can get to my job. And, so frustrating. Anyway, yeah, we are just not fans of that. But anyway, so shoot, what was I thinking of? There was things I was wanting to say. Speaking of conventions and stuff. Now, I was going to talk a little bit about convention regrets. So I used to live in East Ohio, and one of the things that I regret was I kept putting it off. Like, I lived out there for about 3 years, and the Canton Hall of Fame convention, that was not too far from where I lived. And all 3 years, Ethan Van Sciver was there, and I'd always wanted to meet him because I was a huge fan. The first time I ever learned about Ethan was when he put sex in all the X-Men comics. Like, he hid the word sex in all of them. I thought that was the funniest thing, and I was kind of just a fan of him from there. I never really bought anything. I just thought I was gonna like the guy, and so I was buying up. I wasn't buying anything up of him just yet, but I had a poster of his Green Lantern Rebirth, and I was wanting to get that one signed this was like really early 2000s, but when I got that poster, by the time I ended up living out there, I had already had quite a few of his books. I already had I had a handful of the singles from Green Lantern Rebirth. I had the Sinestro Core Wars, and I had a bunch of other ones. I was wanting to get signed, but then time for the convention would roll around, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm gonna buy tickets and all this. But then something would happen at work, and I would have to make the decision. I'm like, okay, do I need the money, or do I need to go to this convention? Which, of course, money would always win out. And the last year I lived out there was the last year Ethan was gonna do conventions. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that, but he was going. That was right around the time that Ava was born, and so that was like the last time. So the last year I lived out there was the last time he was going to go to that convention, and I'm really kicking myself for not going and getting to meet him and all that. Because now it's, for me, I'd have to go out to like Jersey or Florida, because that's the only conventions he's going to. Let's see. There was other ones. There was a Captain America Golden Age illustrator that used to go to the Akron convention out there. I regret not meeting him, because the Golden Age guys, man, they're all getting ready to kick the bucket, man, and it stinks, because I mean those guys are still, this guy in particular, he's still good. I mean, he's like 80, he was like 80, 90 years old, something like that. I think he was like 92 at the convention that I went to last time, and I think he's still alive, but I don't think he's doing conventions anymore. I think last year was the last Akron convention he was going to do, or the last convention he was going to do, and that was the Akron one. Anyway, so I kind of regret not meeting him. I mean, I saw him and everything and said hi to him, but actually meet him, I regret doing that. And what else was there? Getting to meet John DiMaggio. That was another one that, oh man, I want that Shazam armor. Man, I want that. I don't have that yet. I have the Shazam t-shirt. I don't have the Shazam armor. I want that. I want that so bad. My Shazam shirt, like my Shazam guy is like the big beefy dude running around in a t-shirt and a cape. It looks kind of silly, but man, whatever. John DiMaggio, the voice actor who played Bender, man, but his line was so long. I regret not just waiting and toughing it out, but that's all right. I got to meet Billy West, who is, I mean, probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He really is. I mean, if you can go to a convention where he's at, go meet him. He's the friendliest dude ever. I highly recommend it. I got to meet what was his name? Brian O'Halloran. Played Dante in the Clerks movies. I got to meet him. He was really nice. I feel like a turd. This is another little regret, was just not being letting myself get lost in a moment and not being attentive to me where I was. So my buddy and I, we took a picture with him, and I thought my friend was right behind me. I grabbed a picture off the table, and I went to show him, and I saw him, and he was a couple of tables over, so I ran over to go show him the picture. Of course, I don't know where my head was at. I just was like really excited from getting to meet him, that his his aide comes over and is like, "Hey, were you planning on buying that picture?" And I was like, and that's when it dawned on me. I was like, that I was being stupid. And I was like, "Oh, no." And I look over and I can see him. And he's mad. You can see it in his face. He's a little mad at me for doing that. He's like, "Man, I just took a picture with you two, and you're being an asshole." I was like, I was so embarrassed for myself. I felt so stupid. I was just caught up in the moment, man. It happens, though, I guess. But what can you do? But I do regret. I regret my behavior from that. It was all by accident, just swept up in the moment. But oh yeah, shoot, yeah, it's getting late. I'm gonna go wake up my wife and go get her and the baby ready. This is gonna be really fun. I'm looking forward to this place. I've heard the food is really, really good. But I have not been in there yet. I'm looking forward to it and seeing what it's all about. So I'm gonna wrap this up, close this out, and I will talk to you guys later. Look forward to the video. Bye, guys.